Welcome into the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. As always, presented by Heinemann Associates, Alex Napolis, Brian Brown. Brian, week 6, and we are blessed with a beautiful view out to the far side over there with the mountains overlooking Skyridge High School.
It's a wonderful night for high school football, as every Friday night in the fall really is, Alex. And you can't see it necessarily at home. The wind is starting to pick up just a little bit as we try to get our voices into the microphone without too much disturbance tonight. And as you mentioned, a beautiful backdrop and a beautiful matchup tonight in this game with Westlake traveling across the valley to face off against Skyridge.
Let's take a look at these two sides. It is the Westlake Thunder taking on the Skyridge Falcons. Starting region play, the Thunder coming to this one at 1-4. The Skyridge Falcons coming to this one at 3-2. At home, Brian, what do they need to do to make sure they start 1-0 in region play?
For the Falcons, it all starts with the defense, and Deshaun Toilolo, the defensive end commitment at Boise State. He sets the tone for this defense. He's easy to see, number 0 out there. They're going to start out at the very start of this game, and they need to take the wind out of that Westlake Thunder offense right off the bat.
The ball falls off the tee because of the wind. It is very windy out here, Brian, and so we'll have to get reset here on the kickoff. But real quick, before we kick things off, give me the keys to the game for the Westlake Thunder. What do they need to do to start 1-0 in region play?
For the Westlake Thunder, this is a young football team. They need to find some confidence, especially on the offensive side of the ball, as that one goes into the end zone. And it all starts with the running back, Ashton Taylor. He is a phenomenal football player, just a sophomore, but he really leads this offense in a variety of different ways. And obviously, with every team, a lot of it comes down to the quarterback position as well. But one player to watch, Jackson Lattimore, wide receiver. He's just a junior, but he's an exciting player for this Westlake offense.
And here comes the Westlake Thunder offense for their first drive, as they will take the snap here in just a moment. It'll be number 12, Brian Balser, lined up in the shotgun. And of course, the Westlake Thunder looking to get things started early here at Skyridge. Balser will hand it off. This one's up the middle, and a good run there by Jackson Bruck as he's brought down after an 8-yard gain on first down.
Yeah, and a nice job there by the Westlake offensive line, able to open up a hole. I didn't see Ashton Taylor out there. I wonder if maybe there is an injury that we just didn't know about, Alex. I tried to get down on the field ahead of time and pick that up. Didn't get any opportunity to this week, but we'll keep an eye on that situation as best we can.
It'll be second down coming up for the Thunder, as Balser will send his receiver in motion. He'll take the snap, he'll hand it off again, right up the middle, but this time met at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard on the gain, but it'll be third down.
And on that one, Skyridge did a nice job of looping a lot of the pressure around the backside and jamming it up in the middle there. Just no place to go for the running back, and leaves them with third and short now, but that's a doable play for Westlake.
Third down coming up here for the Thunder. This third down brought to you by LiveFit. Go to livefitsystems.com to download the free fitness app. Balser will take the snap. He'll drop back. The pressure's coming. Steps up in the pocket, escapes, has room, gets the first, and then he's wrestled down by Malu Fowl.
Well, I mentioned Deshaun Toilolo at the beginning of the broadcast. I forgot to mention that he has one of the most beautiful haircuts. I guess you can't really call it. It's a mane of hair, and just you see him rushing up the middle. They do a lot of very interesting things, moving him around, but Balser does a good job of avoiding that pressure, getting outside and picking up the first down, and not doing anything more than just getting the chains moving. Sometimes quarterbacks try to do more, try to do too much. He knew he had the first and just got down to the ground, got ready for the next play.
Good first down for the Thunder as the ball is on the 32-yard line. Balser again lined up to take the snap. He'll drop back, gets it out on the screen, and he's going to be pushed out immediately, as it looks like that was number 14. Trayson on the catch.
Yeah, nice little swing pass, and you can see that Westlake wants to get the ball out quickly right now, trying to slow down or at least give Balser some time out there to make an easy decision and build some confidence. Skyridge is going to come after him tonight. That's just the bottom line. That's how this defense has been for years and years, and they're going to send Toilolo as much as possible to try and rattle the young signal caller here for Westlake.
2nd and 9 coming up now for the Westlake Thunder. Balser again lined up in the shotgun. And a change here at the line of scrimmage as they get set on 2nd down. Ball on the 33-yard line. They need 9 for the first. The pressure's coming, and we'll have a false start.
One of those moments, an old offensive line adage, hold your water. And what that means is stay steady, stay still. Don't let those kinds of fake outs trick you into moving. And on that one, just didn't go in Westlake's favor. And a good job there by the Skyridge defense to force the false start.
False start against the Thunder. They'll move the ball back. It'll be 2nd and long. Ball on the 28-yard lines. They now need 14 to get the first down. Prior to, we'll have another whistle as the officials here see something they don't like. And
it looks like this might be an equipment situation. Toilolo is going to go out, and Sitiveni Tokilau is going to come in. I'm not sure if there was a substitution infraction or what was going on there, but we'll let the officials do their job, and I'll try my best to do mine.
Love and positivity, after all. Balser getting ready to take the snap, and we'll have another flag come out prior to the play. Looks like another false start.
Yeah, I wonder if this is maybe a snap infraction with the center trying to move the ball too much, because there was so much action. That's a long time for a young player to hold the ball there.
The Thunder did a really good job of picking up the first down, but now, Brian, they are very behind the chains. 2nd and 19.
Yeah, that early 10-yard gain is basically wiped away, and it's 2nd and 20 now for Westlake. And I do want to amend, the officials did call it a false start, so no snap infraction there. Our big guy in the middle gets out. No mistakes, no MAs on that one. Centers are always the smartest guys up front anyways.
They are. I agree with you on that one. Balser will take the snap here on 2nd and 19. Ball on the 23-yard line. Big way to go for the first down. Balser will drop back. Balser gets it out quick, and it's overthrown. And nothing there as that ball falls incomplete.
Yeah, and you can see the wind might have had a little something to do with that. It looked like Balser was anticipating the gust, really put some air underneath that one, and unfortunately right as he threw it, the wind died down, and it is hit or miss with this wind right now. But I will tell the folks at home, when it gusts, it's upwards of 20, 25, 30 miles an hour, and so it is going to have an impact on a lot of those kinds of throws coming from, I believe it's the north to south really right now. We're almost dead on.
3rd down coming up here for the Thunder. This 3rd down brought to you by LiveFit Systems. Go to livefitsystems.com or download the free fitness app. Ball handed up. He'll bounce it out to the right and takes it up for a good gain. Almost gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but regardless, it'll bring up 4th down for the Thunder.
Yeah, one of those play calls where it's just going to be the safe call, and I like the call by Coach Ale and his staff just to get what you can in this situation. This is a young football team, as I said at the very beginning of the broadcast, and they need to build some confidence. Only one win on the season, but there's a lot of talent on this Westlake football team. It's just all freshmen, sophomore, juniors for the most part, and so don't force anything unnecessarily at this point.
Punt coming up now for the Thunder as this one's booted away. It's short, carried by the wind, Brian. You can see the wind just pull that one back, and it'll set up the Falcons in beautiful field position.
Oh, Alex, that's actually a negative punt on that one, and just an absolute series of unfortunate events there for the Westlake special teams as the punt goes high in the air, gets held up, and then takes a miserably bad bounce for Westlake. And for the Falcons, boy, it puts them in great field position right now. Excellent field position even at the 29-yard line with 9:37 left to play.
It's the man of the hour. Sweetwine comes out for his first drive. He takes the snap. Here's a reverse. Ball handed off to Sorensen, and Sorensen's going to take it up. Sorensen gets past, gets the first, and then finally wrestled down. Big play from Sorensen.
Yeah, nice job by Sorensen on the reverse there, and that's one thing to expect with a Justin Hem offense. He's always going to have the trickeration there. Unfortunately, bounces into Cunniel Sweetwine, who was out there trying to lead block for his receiver. You can see Skyridge will go with the hurry up right now.
Sweetwine back lined up, takes the snap. He'll hand it off to, looks like that's Selu, and Selu is going to be wrestled down after 5 on the game.
Yeah, Zayden Selu, the senior running back for Skyridge, is part of a great combination with he and Sweetwine. Sweetwine really is the highly touted quarterback prospect. We'll see a lot of him tonight, but you're also going to see a steady dose of Zayden Selu.
Quick change here on second down. It'll be second and Brown Bear coming up here for the Skyridge Falcons. Sweetwine sending out some orders prior to the snap. 3 lined up on the far side. Sweetwine will take the snap. He'll keep, runs up the middle, and gets enough for the first, and then he's going to be stopped by the Westlake defense.
And that's why there is so much buzz around Cunniel Sweetwine. He's a big individual. I want to say bullet, but he's almost a man at 6'4", 190 pounds. You can see how he can just carry defenders there in the middle. It's a great weapon for this Skyridge run attack.
It's another spot Trouvé first down as another handoff to Selu, and Selu's into the end zone. Skyridge open up the scoring with a touchdown. Selu.
Well, it's a great day at the office when you have Ben Howard paving the way. He joins the pancake platoon as he flattens a defender in the end zone and puts Zayden Selu on the tracks for a house call in the Skyridge end zone. And it is 6-0 early here for the Falcons in the first quarter pending the PAT.
Touchdown number 7 for the Skyridge, or excuse me, for Selu, as that PAT is good, and it'll be 7-0 for the Skyridge Falcons.
And for the Falcons, that is the exact start that they want for this game. A quick early score, and really just an absolute perfect possession for them, as it was multiple rush plays, marching down the field and steamrolling that Westlake Thunder defense. And if I had to point out a strength for this Westlake team, is absolutely the defense, but that Skyridge offensive unit setting the tone early on. And I got to give a shout out to the big fellas, Alex. The offensive line up front did a fantastic job of getting movement and opening holes, so Cunniel and Zayden could just march right down and get that score.
That Skyridge touchdown brought to you by Alpine Surgical Arts. For all your oral surgical needs, see Alpine Surgical Arts for wisdom teeth, dental implants, facial surgery, and reconstruction. Dr. V-Wig and his staff will be happy to see you and your family and provide first-class surgical care. Located in Lehigh, Alpine Surgical Arts is conveniently located. Dr. V-Wig will see you each and every visit to ensure the best result possible. Call Alpine Surgical Arts today. 7-0 as the Falcons lead it. Starts with the amazing field position. Let's see how Westlake bounces back after their initial drive that stalled out with some penalties, Brian.
Yeah, and I think that we're going to see a big influence on this game with the weather, Alex. And I kind of hate that to some degree, because it doesn't seem fair, but it's going to be two teams that are going to have to figure out how to use it to their advantage. And for Westlake, it's all about getting back to that ground game and trying to find ways to involve your wide receivers and otherwise in a way where you're not throwing deep into the wind. And it's just it's going to be a real challenge, and I don't know that this wind is going to stop anytime soon either.
Blake Hester boots this one up and away through the end zone, through the uprights. That wind, Brian, is no joke.
And you can see it right there. Hester's a good kicker, Alex. No doubt about it. He's got a lot of experience kicking here at Skyridge too. He uses that win to his advantage. And we'll see what Westlake does here as they come out and gets the ball at the 20-yard line. But if I'm Coach Ale and that staff, we're talking about ways that we can keep the ball down low. Screen passes, bubble screens, slant routes, anything where we can keep it low rather than having to put it up in the air and essentially treat it like a jump ball.
Here come the Westlake Thunder, down 7-0 after the opening score from Skyridge. Again, we'll see how they respond as Balser lined up to take the snap. He'll drop back, he'll hand it off up the middle, and it looks like that was, trying to get a number on that, it looks like Tapuosa as he's brought down after maybe 2 on the gain.
Decent job there by the Westlake offensive line to get off, but it's just Sidveni Tokilau there in the middle, who's doing a phenomenal job of holding up the offensive linemen, preventing them from getting any movement and getting to the next level. That's really where holes start to open up, is when you get linemen getting to the second level and getting to the linebackers.
Second down play coming up now for the Thunder. Ball on the 22-yard line. Balser again lined up to take the snap. He'll hand it off once more, run up the middle, but this time going nowhere as he's met at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I believe that was Sam Pullman there from his outside linebacker position. Had it read immediately. He actually beat the split player on what was supposed to be a split zone to the play, and just a great job by him to sniff it out. And for this Falcon defense, Alex, they have Westlake right where they want them in 3rd and long.
Big 3rd down play now coming up for the Thunder as Balser brings out his offense. Balser will take the snap. He'll hand it off to Trayson. Trayson bounces out to the right, gets upfield, and he's going to be met by a swarm of Falcon short of the 1st down gain.
It's a really nice job there by the Westlake offensive line to get some push and allow the back to get to the outside, Alex, but just not enough real estate out there. And that sideline can act like a 12th defender in those moments, and that's exactly what happened for Skyridge. And it looks like Westlake is going to try and punt this one away. I don't know if they're going to maybe try a directional kick or a rugby-style kick. Last time it did not go well. See if they were able to make any kind of an adjustment.
It'll be number 89, Gabe Contreras, out for the punt.
And a couple players coming in late for the Westlake special teams. Something to watch for maybe on this play, Alex.
Ball is snapped, and prior to, we'll have a flag come out, and it looks like it's going to go against the Skyridge Falcons.
A little bit of a fortuitous bounce there as the Skyridge defender jumped off sides early, trying to anticipate the snap too much. And again, you can get a little greedy at times. If you're Skyridge, you got great field position last time. Just let the wind be your ally there. No need to jump off sides there. No need to try and get ambitious. And that's going to give Westlake a much, much needed 1st down and hopefully a little bit of confidence for this Thunder offense.
Balser and the Thunder heading back out. The flag gives them the 1st down. 5:44 left to go here in the 1st. 7-0 Skyridge lead. It'll be Balser getting ready to take the snap. 3 receivers lined up to the near side. And a receiver goes in motion. Balser, high snap, has to escape. The pressure's coming, and he's going to be sacked.
And that's that pressure up front coming to fruition, not necessarily in terms of making the tackle or getting through into the backfield immediately, but just causing that anticipation in the center. High snap. You can see even just with the snap, the wind caught the ball and kind of swirled it around a little bit. Balser finally gets control over it, but just nowhere to go. They wanted to do a little swing action to the receiver who was coming in motion. A nice play design. Just have to get that snap down.
2nd and long coming up Ball on the 25. They need 17. Here comes Balser as he drops back, gets it out, caught, brought in by Pierce, and Pierce is going to be wrestled down.
It's a nice play design. You've got a clear route over the top, trying to draw the defender, and you're sliding the wide receiver underneath, hoping you can make a move or two, but this is a very well-coached Skyridge defense. They know how to tackle. They stick to their fundamentals, and on that one, not a lot of room for any kind of extra gain.
2-yard gain on ball on the 27. 3rd and long coming up. This third down brought to you by LiveFit Systems. Go to livefitsystems.com to download the free fitness app. Balser on 3rd down. 2 receivers lined up to the near side, 3 on the far side. He's going to go deep, and that's going to fall incomplete. Intended for Britton Johnson, but the flag comes out, Brian.
Yeah, there's a flag there on the far side of the field at the 38-yard line. I'm wondering if it's going to be hold or pass interference as that ball found its way through the wind, and Johnson just wasn't there. And he is a young player. I believe Britton's just a freshman, but at the same time, he has got some speed and some good size, and so it must have been something in that regard to hold him up.
It will go down as a pass interference. And it'll give Westlake the first down, another first down here for the Thunder, and another chance to try to move the ball downfield.
And that's one of those situations where it's a young player developing, right? You just have this natural inclination when somebody gets past you that you just want to reach out and grab them, and you're fighting against that human nature, right? And just one of those plays that you wish you had back if you were a defender, because it's really going to be hard to catch balls with this wind whipping up the way it is.
3:59 left to go here in the first. Again, first down for the Thunder. Movement at the line. And this one, Brian, will be coming back.
And for every good play that goes in Westlake's favor, it seems like they've found a way to make a mental error on the back end. Just again, whatever it is that's causing confusion up front, as soon as this drive is over, you've got to figure it out on the sideline. And I know that Westlake offensive line wants to get off the ball, but you've got to make sure you know the snap count, know your keys. That's part of why Skyridge's defensive line is so intimidating, because they just get into your head mentally with the way that they play. And I'll be honest, Alex, Skyridge brings pressure from all over the place. This is a very high-level defense. It's not what we see at a lot of high school level places.
That Skyridge defense averaging right now 24 points against per game, but still one of the top defenses in the state. A small gain here for Westlake gives them second down.
Yeah, it looks small because they had a 5-yard penalty, right? But it's almost a 7-yard gain. You see a nice little inside route there, and I love Jackson Lattimore's game. He's a really aggressive receiver. He really fights. He's got a lot of energy. And I think that he could be a real positive player for this offensive unit if they can just get some confidence. I'm going to be on repeat a lot in this first half.
Second down coming up now for the Thunder. 3:15 left to go. And Balser will hand it off, but he's going nowhere. Met at the line and brought down for no gain.
And nice job there by number 21 on Skyridge to make the stop. I think that's Luke Paris, I believe, right? Luke Barris, yeah. I apologize. I had to put my papers away, so I'm cheating off of Alex right now. A little behind the wall action for everybody at home. The wind is blowing, and it's hard to read. It's hard for me to read anyways. But
the wind is making it difficult for reading up here in the booth. It'll bring up a third down for the Thunder. 3 receivers lined up over to the far side. Balser will take the snap. He'll roll out to his right. Gets it out quickly and through the hands of Pierce, and incomplete. It'll bring up fourth down.
And I don't know if Pierce was feeling footsteps on that one or if the ball just kind of floated a little bit on him. But he just loses it off the fingertips there. And it's a nice job of getting some action to the outside, getting Balser outside of the pocket, because it has been absolute chaos back there early on, and you've got to do whatever you can to keep your quarterback settled down and keep him on rhythm, keep him on schedule.
That previous third down play brought to you by LiveFit. Go to livefitsystems.com or download the free fitness app today. Contreras out here to punt this one away, gets it off, and this time a lower driven punt that'll take a bounce and will land at about the 32. We'll have another chance to see Skyridge in this offense heading out.
Yeah, much better punt, much better result there for Westlake and their special teams unit. And if you're Coach Ale and crew, that's what you want to continue to see, is this improvement throughout the course of the game. For a young football team, a program where Coach Ale is only in his second year here, they really want to keep building the culture and keep seeing growth from their players. And you always want to win every game, but there has to be takeaways even if you don't win.
First down play, Sweetwine steps up in the pocket, and makes a move, tries to make another, but brought down after a 3-yard gain there from Sweetwine.
I'll tell you what, Alex, this Skyridge offensive line, it is always impressive, but it seems to be even more impressive when you see them in person. They work so well as a unit, and on that one you see just able to open up a huge crease for Sweetwine, and he's able to pick up a good gain.
Second down coming up for Skyridge. Receiver goes in motion. 3 lined up to the far side as Sweetwine will drop back, looking to pass over the middle, and it's incomplete, intended for Brock Parrish as it goes down, and Brock Parrish slow to get back up, but a third down coming up for Skyridge.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of twisted a little funky as that ball came at him really quickly. Kenny L. Sweetwine has that quick release and puts a lot of velocity on the football. Had a receiver open, saw the window, pulled the trigger on it, just not able to complete.
3rd and 7 coming up for the home side. Ball on the 34-yard line. Sweetwine will take the snap. He'll step up in the pocket. Escapes out to his right, makes a move, makes another move, gets the first down, and finally wrestled down, but Sweetwine putting on the moves to get the first.
Part of what makes him such a dangerous player at that quarterback position is his size, but you also see the agility as he's able to weave between defenders there, pick up the first down and more, and you never worry about him taking contact the way you do with some of the smaller quarterbacks in this region.
That's another spot Chouvet first down as the ball is handed off. Bounced out to his left. He gets the first, pushed out of bounds. Huge run from Jared Iacopo.
Yeah, nice job by Jared there on the reverse action. But I want to shout out, I believe it was Chanson Kozak, the wide receiver position, had a phenomenal block there on the edge, able to spring his teammate for a first down.
That's another spot Chouvet first down for the Skyridge Falcons as they get set up on the 41-yard line. 1st and 10, 1 minute left to go here in the first. Sweetwine sends his receiver in motion. 3 lined up over here to the near side. Sweetwine will look to roll out. A screen passes. He just has to dump it off and going nowhere. The pressure was coming.
Yeah, nice job there by Finn Maurer, who does a great job coming up from his secondary position, and unfortunately does look like Maurer may be down on the field, and I don't know if that's an injury or what happened on that one, but he did a phenomenal job of recognizing the screen, getting underneath the defender or the offensive player and tackling him low, taking out his legs, preventing any kind of big gain. That would have been a wide open field if Skyridge was able to get that one going.
And so the training staff momentarily on the field to have a look at Maurer, but good to see Maurer back up on his feet, walking towards the sideline. And so we'll have both teams trotting out now. Again, 53 seconds left in the first. Skyridge leads it 7-0. And the Falcons coming up here on a 2nd and long.
Yeah, good position here for this Westlake defense. And I haven't talked about them a lot, but there are some really talented players out here, led by Nusi Taumaipeo, the Arizona commitment, I believe. Linebacker, 6'2" senior, number 11. You'll see a lot of him today.
Hand up the middle as it'll be once again a good run from Jared Iacopo, but it's going to bring down a 3rd down for the Falcons.
Iacopo provides a nice balance there in the run game, and that's what Skyridge has always done. They love to utilize a 2-back system.
3rd down coming up. Sweetwine changing up some things here prior to the snap. They need 7 for the first. The clock is winding down. We'll see if they get the snap off prior to the end of the first quarter. With 7, with 6, they do. Sweetwine drops back. He's looking to pass, gets it, and it's out of bounds and out. Sorensen hauls that one in, gets another spot. First down.
Great protection there up front. Kennyell's got plenty of time. And he finds his guy, Boston Sorensen, cruising across the middle, able to reel it in and pick up the first down. And Skyridge is back threatening again.
1 tick left on the clock. It was able to get him out of bounds prior to the time expiring, so we'll have another play. Selu runs it up the middle. Selu brought down, and that's another spot. First down for the Falcons.
Yeah, Zayden Selu's a fun back to watch. He does a good job of staying patient behind that big Skyridge offensive line, and once he sees that crease, makes the cut, gets the extra gain. And as the quarter winds down, Alex, the Skyridge Falcons sitting pretty at the 14-yard line, maybe the 13-yard line, looking to score.
And so that's going to be the end of the first quarter. The Falcons lead at 7-0. Don't go anywhere. Second quarter action when we return. Welcome back into the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Alex Napolis, Brian Brown. We're getting ready for second quarter action here at Skyridge High School. The Falcons lead at 7-0. The Falcons in the gray and the white pants. The Thunder in the white shirts and the baby blue teal. Sweetwine will go to the end zone. It is caught, wrestled in, and a touchdown Falcons. Joshua Hansen brings it in and extends the lead.
Well, I know we're supposed to be dry, but there's a lot of sweet wine on that play. You see Cunningham finds the receiver, rifles it in there. It's another house party in the end zone for the Skyridge Falcons. Light that S, baby.
13-0 pending the PAT outcomes. Number 23, Blake Hester, to add the point after. The kick is blocked. It's blocked. It comes down. Hester can't get it through. Huge play by the Thunder.
And just a lapse there on the part of the Skyridge special teams. Westlake defender comes in essentially untouched, able to get right in front of it. And it's actually a good sign when the kickers don't see that coming, right? Because they're staying so focused on their aiming point on the football. The defender able to block that kick, and maybe a little bit of life there for Westlake as they get the block PAT.
That Skyridge touchdown, as always, brought to you by Alpine Surgical Arts. For all your oral surgical needs, see Alpine Surgical Arts for wisdom teeth, dental implants, facial surgery, and reconstruction. Dr. Viewig and his staff will be happy to see you and your family and provide first-class surgical care. Located in Lehigh, Alpine Surgical Arts is conveniently located. Dr. Viewig will see you each and every visit to ensure the best results possible. Call Alpine Surgical Arts today. Getting reset, it's 13-0. Falcons lead, 11:52 left to go here in the second quarter. And Hester coming out to boot this one away on the kickoff. Hester keeps it low, drives it, takes a bounce, and brought in near the 20. Here comes a return for the Thunder as that ball is bounced out to the left. Good return by Peyton Love as he's wrestled down.
Number 7 returning the kick.
Yeah, great job by Peyton Love to field the kick on the fly, and then you can see the acceleration. And again, we talked about it in the first quarter. As the teams flip side, that wind is going to be a factor. And now for Westlake, it does open the door a little bit more in terms of what you may want to potentially run. You can see Peyton Love has some speed, as does Jackson Lattimore. Maybe we see them test that Skyridge secondary a little bit more here.
First down and 10 coming up for the Westlake Thunder as they trail. Balser will take the snap. He'll drop back, looking to go deep towards the sideline and overthrown. Ball intended for, it looks like, Tapuosa over on that far sideline.
Yeah, right concept, but wrong player there. As you see, they leak the running back out on a little wheel route action, trying to get a nice early down completion and just a little too much on that one. Not able to get underneath it, and Westlake will start over at 2nd and 10 here.
2nd down coming up for the Thunder. Balser will take the snap. He'll drop back. The pressure coming. Has to escape. Can't, and he's going to be sacked. Sack number 2 on the night for the Falcons.
Yeah, great job there by Mason Oser from the interior position. And Oser's just a junior, but 6'3", 205. A good job of getting low and getting down to the feet of Oser and tackling him. Not able to escape. And for Westlake, worst case scenario on that play.
3rd down and long coming up for the Thunder. 18 yards needed to get the first. Ball on the 27. 10:57 left to go. Balser and this offense have to climb out of the hole. Balser will get it off quick. Caught, brought in, and he's going to be immediately taken down as Jackson Lattimore with the catch, but he's going nowhere.
Yeah, and there's only so many times that you're going to be able to run that clear route and try and sneak something underneath. The Skyridge defense well coached, but they had early pressure even there where it was a quick throw. A lot of pressure on the pocket of the quarterback, and this Westlake offensive line is a bit discombobulated, trying to figure out where the pressure is coming from.
Hayden Traxler out to punt this one away for the Thunder. Traxler takes the snap, boots this one up, gets it underneath with the wind, and it's going to be caught. Returnable here for the Skyridge Falcons as it's brought in by Edwards. Edwards moves out to his right, past the 30, and pushed out of bounds. Good return for the Skyridge Falcons.
That was an absolute rocket of a punt. And you see, Edwards does a great job of fielding it and then avoiding the first tackle, or the old adage, never outkick your coverage, right, Alex? In this situation, I don't know that they had any other choice. The wind really picked up right at the time of the punt, but considering how things went in the first quarter, I think Westlake will take that.
And so we'll have another chance to see this Falcon offense come out once more. Sweetwine leading this offense as they lead it 13-0, 10:04 left to go in the second. Sweetwine with 2 receivers lined up on both sides. And we'll have a quick change here. Selu lined up in the backfield for the Falcons. Homecoming night here at Skyridge High School. The crowd is into this one as they lead it. Sweetwine will get it out quickly and dropped. Oh no! As Joshua Hansen had the touchdown on the last drive, but this time can't bring it in.
Yeah, unfortunate as that one just goes off the hands of Hansen, and had the action, had the open field, and he may have been thinking more about the yak before he secured the catch.
Again, Hansen with the touchdown on the previous drive. This time not able to haul it in. It'll bring up a 2nd down for the Falcons. Sweetwine has 3 receivers lined up to the near side. Selu lined up in the backfield. He'll get it over the middle. Caught, brought in, and then wrestled down. Good play by the Falcons as they are just short of that first. No, they'll spot it and they'll give him the first down.
Yeah, good job there by Davis Fyans to fight for the extra yard, and apparently officials liked the effort and rewarded him with a first down there, but a nice thrown catch by Cunniel and Davis.
That's another spot Trouvé first down for the Falcons. Handoff to Selu. Selu runs it up, and he's going to be met after a 2-yard gain for the Skyridge Falcons.
Yeah, good job there by number 3, Paris Zazueta there from the linebacker, or it looks like a safety position as he came up and filled the hole nicely. Shout out to Paris as now he has to go out into pass coverage. The life of a safety, man. It's a lot of work.
2nd down, 3 receivers lined up at the far side. Handoff to Selu. Selu's going to run it up the middle, and he'll turn for another 2 yards and brought down. 3rd down coming up for Skyridge.
And there's some big meat up there in that Westlake defensive front. We haven't had a chance to talk about Beckham Featherstone, but the senior defensive end playing here closest to the sideline as you're watching at home is one to watch. Along with Cody Bailey there in the interior.
Third down for the Falcons. Ball on the 41. They need 6. Sweetwine hands it off to Selu again. Selu this time brought down. Gets another 4. Gets another 4 on the third down effort, and he's going to be short.
Yeah, we hadn't had a chance to call out Salifano. The senior defensive end makes a great tackle there. Skyridge is going to go for this, and they're in the no huddle, forcing a timeout by Westridge.
4th down play coming up for the Skyridge Falcons. We'll take the timeout with them. It's 13-0 Skyridge lead. Welcome back in. 4th down coming up for the Skyridge Falcons, and as we come back, a flag is thrown, and it looks like it's going to be 1st down Falcons.
You want to talk about great head coaches in this state. Justin Hem is one of them because he pays attention to those kinds of details. So good out of timeout to go on the second snap, the dummy count, whatever you want to call it, and able to draw that Westlake defense offside. You knew that they were in the huddle over there getting fired up. Coach Hem uses it against them. It's great. I don't know what the move would be in chess, but he's a chess master in my book.
1st down coming up for the Falcons here at home. Sweetwine will take the snap. He'll drop back, looking to get this pass off. Does, brought in and incomplete. Trying to see who that was intended for. Looks like it was going for Sorensen.
Yeah, good job there by Tavian Edwards, staying in the fight, knocking that ball loose, making sure that Sorensen didn't reel it in. It was a tight window. You can see why people are so high on Kenny Sweetwine, right? Just a great ball. He's so tall, able to stand up and deliver those kinds of strikes.
2nd down coming up for the Falcons. Receiver in motion. 3 lined up over to the far side for Sweetwine as he takes the snap, drops back, the pressure's coming, has to get off on the screen, does, and here comes a big play for the Falcons, up the sideline, taking it all the way, touchdown Falcons, Diesel Hunter!
Nothing but daylight or green lights there for the Diesel as he's chugging for the end zone. Scores a touchdown for the Skyridge Falcons. Just a great call. As you see, Coach Ham anticipates the pressure, has the screen in place. And I tell you what, that Diesel can fly, Alex.
Diesel Hunter, phenomenal job up the sideline. Turns on the burners, gets it into the end zone. Hester coming up here for the PAT. The last one was blocked. This one is up, and this one is good. 20-0 Falcon lead.
And great job there offensively. Just a very short drive, but it was the little things, the anticipations, the tactical maneuvers, if you will, by Coach Justin Hem and his staff that turned that into big points. And a shout out to Diesel Hunter as he takes that one all the way for another house party in the end zone. And I don't know if many people watching at home have ever been here. They've got a giant orange S in the south end zone, Alex. And at one point in time, I know for a fact it used to light up. I'm calling them out. Let's light that S, Skyridge. I want to see it lit.
That touchdown brought to you by Alpine Surgical Arts. For all your oral surgical needs, see Alpine Surgical Arts for wisdom teeth, dental implants, facial surgery, and reconstruction. Dr. Viewig and his staff will be happy to see you and your family and provide first-class surgical care. Located in Lehigh, Alpine Surgical Arts is conveniently located. Dr. Viewig will see you each and every visit to ensure the best result possible. Call Alpine Surgical Arts today.
Ready to kick off back, Malcolm Pelt.
Look, Brian, the crowd, or excuse me, the S isn't getting lit, but the crowd here today is pretty lit for homecoming.
Yeah, the homecoming game, another great student section here. Alex, I don't know if they have quite the level of energy that Farmington did last week, but the Skyridge Band is bringing it tonight. And another thing, it smells amazing up here. I'm not sure what they got cooking down there, but I can smell the charcoal on the grill. Whatever it is, I want it.
We're going to have to hit up the concession stands here at halftime. The ball comes out. The ball comes out. Recovered by the Falcons. Scooped and wrestled down. The flag comes out. But what a heads-up
Wow, wow, wow. Just when you think you've seen it all, a fumble forward. We're going to have a conference here. The officials says there's a flag down at the 48-yard line on the Skyridge side of the field. I don't think that's going to affect the end result of this play outside of maybe a movement in yardage. But just a terrible turn of events for that Westlake Thunder offense. Mentioned it. They have the wind at their backs, and that Skyridge pressure has been so intense all night. Able to knock the ball extremely loose, almost like a jailbreak on that one.
And we'll have a personal foul called against the Falcons after the recovery by Noah Bird. And so it'll bring the ball back, but regardless, Sweetwine and this Falcon offense are back in business.
That they are, Alex, and really it doesn't matter where the ball has been all game long. They've been effective in putting the ball in the end zone. And we talk about the defense, and that really is where Skyridge's culture is set. But Coach Hem does a phenomenal job with the offense as well.
Sweetwine will hand it off to Selu. Selu going nowhere as he tries to escape. Has to barrel forward, but he's going to be brought down behind the line for a loss.
And I don't know if there was a designed read on that one or not, but if Kaniel Sweetwine had pulled that, he would have had open field. Something to watch for as Westlake was able to get sucked in on that one, and Selu not able to pick up a lot of yards, but nevertheless, if you're Skyridge, it's something to pay attention to.
7 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. Again, the Falcons lead it 20-0. Sweetwine and this offense on second down. Sweetwine will take the snap. He'll hand it off again to Selu. Selu trying to make it back to the original line of scrimmage, but he's going to be brought down for no gain.
Yeah, nice job there by Jackson Slade, the senior linebacker, 6'1", 170. Able to feel the hole quickly and do an effective job of limiting the gain there. And now Skyridge, Kaniel Sweetwine's got a very strong arm, but he'll still be thrown in the wind here on 3rd and long.
Third down coming up for the Falcons. The home side trying to get the first down here. 3rd and 12, ball on the 45. Of course, they need 12 to get the first. Sweetwine with 2 receivers lined up on each side. He'll drop back. Looking over the middle, and it's incomplete, but a flag comes out intended for Brock Parrish. And we'll see what the flag is here, Brian.
It's around the 49-yard line. It's in that territory of defensive pass interference, and I think really what happened was it looked like there was a bit of a rub route. One of the defenders got tied up with a receiver in that one, and for Skyridge, an advantageous break, but also partly because of a great call there by Coach Hem. 3rd and long, and just able to move the chains.
So we got some defensive holding coming up here.
And we talked about it, that natural human urge, just as you're getting beat, to just reach out and grab something, and it's so hard. I've seen multiple defensive backs coaches put boxing gloves on their guys sometimes, mittens, just anything to try and teach them not to grab like that, because it's just, you just want to do it so bad.
3rd and short coming up now for the home side. Sweetwine will take the snap. He'll hand it off to Selu. Selu up the middle, enough for the first and more. Brought down, and that's another spot. Trouvé first down.
Yeah, and right now with under 6 minutes to go, this is where that offensive line for Skyridge should really be hungry, wanting to put in work. See them moving guys off the field for Westlake as they're trying to stay fresh. And Westlake's going to take a timeout here as they get caught.
Timeout taken. And Brian, let's have a conversation about the O-line for Skyline and the D-line for Skyridge, excuse me, because they have been what's impressed me the most so far in this contest.
Yeah, a tremendous unit on the Skyridge side of the ball. Mason Fangupo, Ben Howard, just a very, very deep unit over there. They do a great job, well-coached unit. They always have been, at least as long as I've been calling games. And they do a good job of executing both in the run and the pass game. And I think sometimes at the high school level, that can be a real tricky factor. And you see, really, it's almost a group effort with that front 7 on the defensive side of the ball, Alex, is they move guys around and they bring pressure from all over the place. It's almost a ballet of sorts, and I, as an offensive guy, I'm not supposed to like it. But it's just such good football that you really enjoy it.
They have been phenomenal tonight, and now we'll have a handoff here for Sweetwine. Sweetwine gets it out, complete, up the middle, and he's running through. He's going to be wrestled down past the 20. What a pitch and catch to Davis Fyans, and that's another spot Trouvé first down.
Davis Fyans.
Great job. You can see Skyridge is up in a hurry, ready to go.
Sweetwine again, line up to take the snap. This time hand off to Selu. Selu trying to get it past the 10, does wrestle down near the 5, and they're inside, knocking on the end zone.
Yeah, and it's such an easy call. You just have a simple play called after those kinds of play when you want to go hurry up. You're just taking advantage of that Westlake defense, which is tired right now.
Selu again up the middle, trying to barrel through, and he's going to be stopped short at the 2-yard line.
And Westlake has to call timeout to get reserves on the field, and that's one of the dangers of third down substitutions, right? You want to get your heavy unit out there, and so you have to do something to stop the clock and get your guys on the field, and finally Westlake able to do that.
Another spot Trouvé first down. Sweetwine takes the snap. He'll hand it off. No, he'll go out to his right, and he's into the end zone. That is another Falcons touchdown.
It's never easy in the game of football, but Cunningham Sweetwine makes it look easy there as he scampers into the end zone for 6. And it's the Skyridge Falcons flying high here in the second quarter, up 26-0, pending a PAT.
Hester comes out for the point after attempt, one blocked earlier by the Thunder. This one is up, and it is good. And 27-0, the home side leads. Homecoming for the Falcons, and they are in control.
Yeah, they are, Alex. And right now, this offense is firing on all cylinders. We've seen Cunningham Sweetwine call his own number. He's handed the ball off to Zayden Selu. He's found receivers, and it's been a slew of receivers that have made plays. Hansen, my man Diesel Hunter. It's just a great all-around effort here by the Skyridge Falcon football team. And for the Westlake Thunder, right now it's playing for pride, it's playing for development, as this one's starting to slip away in terms of trying to get a win tonight.
That Falcon touchdown brought to you by Alpine Surgical Arts. For all your oral surgical needs, see Alpine Surgical Arts for wisdom teeth, dental implants, facial surgery, and reconstruction. Dr. Vwig and his staff will be happy to see you and your family and provide first-class surgical care. Located in Lehigh, Alpine Surgical Arts is conveniently located. Dr. Vwig will see you each and every time to ensure the best result possible. Call Alpine Surgical Arts today. During the read, the ball comes out, and Skyridge set up inside the 30.
Well, it was a surgical kick there from Skyridge. And I tell you what, it is just heartbreaking to watch if you're a Westlake fan or a supporter, or just, you know, here to watch as things start to unravel for the Thunder, and you're hoping to get back into it and just not able to secure the kick. And it is one of the most, I don't want to say dangerous, but it's one of the more difficult things to do in a football game, to catch a punt or catch a kick. We see these kids do it all the time, make it look so routine, and on that one, just gets away from him. Skyridge able to recover on the 22-yard line, Alex, and I wouldn't be surprised. Well, with 4:40 left on the clock, maybe Coach Hem will try and run this out, but I wouldn't be surprised also to see him try and take a shot here and get a quick score.
And Brian, to your point, that wind does not help at all when trying to field those punts as well, or those kicks as well.
No, and it felt like it hit right at the right moment there, held it up just a little bit as it started to die down here in the second quarter.
Sweetwine in this offense back in business. Sweetwine rolls out to his left, looking to get it off, does to a wide open receiver, and he's going to take it in. Davis Fyans for another Falcons touchdown.
I'm just shaking my head in the booth as Kenny Sweetwine does a shimmy down the field to celebrate because he knew all the way that he had that Westlake defense cooked. Drew the defender up to the first read, finds Davis over the top, and it's the Flying Falcons going ahead 33-0 pending the PAT now in the second quarter.
Hester, that kick is up, the kick is good, and once again the Skyridge Falcons find the end zone, 35-0. They lead it with 4:30 left to go in the second quarter. Touchdown brought to you by Alpine Surgical Arts. For all your oral surgical needs, see Alpine Surgical Arts for wisdom teeth, dental implants, facial surgery, and reconstruction. Dr. V-Wig and his staff will be happy to see you and your family and provide first-class surgical care. Located in Lehigh, Alpine Surgical Arts is conveniently located. Dr. V-Wig will see you each and every visit to ensure the best results possible. Call Alpine Surgical Arts today.
I tell you what, nothing better than a homecoming party where the team delivers, Alex. And there is always a great crowd down here at Skyridge, and even more so, I think one of the best DJs at the high school level. The music is always just on point. Although I will say this, there was a Mariah Carey incident where All I Want for Christmas was played in October last year. As much as I love Mariah, I just can't stand for that.
No Christmas music until December, Brian. That ball goes out. Peyton Love on the return. He's going to be brought down. And to your point, again, every time they got the touchdown, they got the can't touch this going on. We're up here in the booth dancing along to it, man. It's a party here at Skyridge High.
Yeah, I tell you what, there are a few schools in the state that do Friday nights as well as I've ever seen. I thought I saw some kids delivering a concessions order to the stand. If they've got that figured out, then man, I may come sneak out for a Skyridge game just on my own.
First down coming up now for the Thunder as Balser will take the snap. And that ball comes out, still on the ground and recovered by the Skyridge Falcons. The flag comes out.
In the backfield,
and we'll see what the call is, but the snap just gets past Balser. The ball's rolling on the turf. The Falcons land on top of it, and the flag comes out.
Yeah, this one was away from the football on the near side of the field. As you're looking at home on your screen, you can see the flag there. Maybe you can at the 34-yard line. I certainly can see it. And it looked like there was a bit of a dust-up between Westlake wide receiver and a Falcon defender, but the overall result of the play, depending on what this call is, should stand. And it's just such an unfortunate sequence here for Westlake. They need to get back into this one, and they just have had struggles all night long with that snap. And no matter what they do, it seems like the ball is bouncing away from them right now. And for Coach Ale and his staff, so the difficult times where you just have to stay positive, keep cheering your guys up, cheering your guys on as we get the call here.
It's going to go against the Falcons. So the fumble recovery for Skyridge will not count. And the Westlake Thunder catch a break as they'll keep possession, and they'll get a lot of help on the flag.
Yeah, a big boost there for this Westlake offense, and they desperately needed it, Alex. And if you're sitting at home wondering why that'll happen, if a penalty happens during the play, it negates the result of the play, right? Penalty happened before the whistle, and now Westlake trying to get a first down. Ooh.
Good run here from the Westlake Thunder as number 26, Mason Tapuosa, trying to bounce it out to his right. Gets 1 yard on the gain, and it'll bring up second down for the Thunder.
It was like a whack-a-mole in a sense, and every time he tried to knock one of those Skyridge defenders, another one would pop up, and they just did a great job of stringing that one out. And for Tapuosa, just a really tough night, as this is a feisty Falcon defense.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Second down. Out quickly as Lattimore brings it in. Ball comes out. business.
Gennaro Gilbert puts the ball in the air.
Just when you thought you had something going, the Skyridge defense stands up, plays tall, knocks that ball loose. I thought Jackson Lattimore did a great job of securing it. Just better job of the Skyridge defender knocking the ball out with his helmet. And then Deshaun Lolo, great players make great plays, and sometimes you're just in the right place at the right time, and he makes a great one there as he doesn't even have to scoop up the fumble. It just lands in his hands.
Brings it in perfectly. Lolo there as the Falcons get the ball back. Sweetwine sends his receiver in motion. He'll keep as he draws up the middle, and he's going to be brought down after a big 9-yard gain. Second down for the Falcons.
And you can see it there with the Westlake defense. They're so concerned with the pass after the last few plays and the nice call on the draw player. And Kenny Sweetwine's got some wiggle for a big guy. I mean, not big like some of the big guys up front, but again, 6'4", 200. That's a lot of QB.
2nd and 1. They just need the 1 for the first. Sweetwine with time gets it out as it falls incomplete. Big defensive play intended for Davis Fyans there.
I tell you what, we've seen some real interesting deflections as that one almost bounced off of Fyans' shoulder pad and flies directly out of bounds. See that the Westlake defenders were hoping for some kind of deflection, trying to turn the tide and catch a little momentum for themselves, but no such luck.
2:52 left to go here in the second. Skyridge lead it 34-0. And we'll have what I believe is a timeout by the Falcons.
Yeah, a bit of a miscommunication there as a wide receiver looked out of place, maybe wasn't set. You see Coach Hem seeing it immediately, and that's part of the uniqueness of this system. He's the one signaling in the plays, and so he keeps an eye on everything.
With the timeout taken, we'll take it as well. Don't go anywhere. The conclusion of the second quarter. One-quarter action at Skyridge High School. 2:52 left to go. Sweetwine will take the snap. He'll hand it off to Salus. Sweetwine keeps out to his left. Brought down at the 30. Sweetwine with the shifty moves.
Number 1, Caleb Isaacson.
Well, he fooled everybody on that one. And remember, Alex, we talked about that. They did a good job of stuffing up the original zone read, and you had to think that Skyridge was going to pull it at some point. They chose the right time, right moment to do it, and picks up the third down.
Sweetwine again, this time gets it out, caught by Sorensen, and immediately brought down. But a good gain from Sorensen as he gets 5 on the catch.
Yeah, and right now, if you're Skyridge, that's all you need is just 4 or 5 yards of pop. They've done a great job of doing everything else tonight on offense.
So they will spawn it at 7. A good 7-yard gain there from Sorensen as it'll be 2nd and 3. Coming up with the ball on the 23-yard line just outside the red zone. Sweetwine going for the end zone. Caught! Sorensen with an incredible touchdown. Falcons!
I'm not sure what the dance is that Kenny Sweetwine does, but I love the enthusiasm as he's one of the first guys down there to shake it with Boston Sorensen. And at this point, it's all good times for the Skyridge Falcons as they attempt a PAT, up 40-0 right now in the second quarter.
1:56 left to go. Hester out there for the PAT. The ball is snapped. The kick is up, and the kick is good. No good.
Again, the wind playing tricks on us there, Alex, as it goes just a little bit out of direction. And right now for Skyridge, it is all good times on the opposite side of that field. If you're Westlake, you've got about 2 minutes here to try and just put together some kind of momentum going into halftime. And for the Thunder, you know they had high hopes coming into this one, and it has just been a cascade of things going against their favor, I guess is the way you would phrase that.
Alpine Surgical Needs for all your oral surgical needs, see Alpine Surgical Arts. For wisdom teeth, dental implants, facial surgery, and reconstruction, Dr. V. Wig and his staff will be happy to see you and your family and provide first-class surgical care. Located in Lehigh, Alpine Surgical Arts is conveniently located. Dr. V. Wig will see you each and every visit to ensure the best result possible. Call Alpine Surgical Arts today.
Is number 14, Trayson Shukon Falaki.
And here come the Westlake Thunder with 1:53 left to go on the clock. We'll see if they can try to pull one back here before the end of the first half.
Skyridge Falcons 40.
We'll see a good job there by the Westlake special teams to field the kick, and you see Trayson Zufonfaki had a head of steam, able to get some yards, and maybe that's enough to give this Westlake offense a bit of a spark. They could get some points before halftime. That would be a huge, huge step for them.
1st and 10 coming up, ball on the 38. Balser will take the snap. He'll hand it up, and he's going to be met and escapes to his right. The flag comes out, and Tapuosa will be brought down after a 4-yard gain.
A nice job there by Mason to reverse field and try and cut back outside. Just the Skyridge Falcon defense flies to the football, man. And doesn't matter whether it's backside or play side pursuit. They are excellent at getting downhill quickly. Whatever gaps Westlake's tried to create have closed in a hurry, and looks like this one's going to go against the Falcons.
Still conversations being had by the officials.
And I wonder if this one is discussing the spot of the penalty. Yeah, it does look like that's the...
And it looks like we'll have a face mask going against Skyridge.
And give the Westlake Thunder offense a first down, but more than that, I think it gives them a little bit of momentum.
1st and 10, ball on the 49-yard line. Balser lined up in the shotgun. It'll be Tapusoa lined up in the backfield. 2 receivers to each side as Lattimore goes in motion. Here comes the snap, handoff to Tapusoa, and Tapusoa gets a yard, if that, and he's going to be wrestled down.
And you see big number 60, Sitiveni, waiting for him there, and he's able to avoid the big fella, but not much else as that Skyridge defense does what it's done all night, closes that gap quickly. And as time clicks off the clock here with about a minute to play in the second quarter, Westlake in no hurry right now, and you got to think that really what it is they just want to try and string together a few plays. It has been absolute chaos in the second quarter for that offense, and you know I actually agree with Coach Ale here.
Balser will take the snap. He'll hand off again to Tapusoa. Or excuse me, no, that's Trayson as he's brought down 1 yard on the game.
Number 14, Trayson Shupon back the right of the ball.
And you see it's just a simple off tackle, just a little zone play, and you see Balser trying to sell the fake, but not a lot of fooling this Skyridge Falcon defense. Because they're, again, we talked about it all night, they're so well coached. They've also seen a real gamut of offensive systems this year, Alex.
Balser drops back. He's going deep, looking for Pierce, incomplete. And that's going to do it here for the second quarter.
Kyle Pierce, ball's incomplete.
The clock is at 0. The teams have not rushed off the field yet. That's going to do it.
They're going to say there's 1 second left on the clock. So
there is 1 second.
That's what I thought too. Just we were waiting for it. We get the call. 1 second left on the clock. And it looks like this Skyridge defense will be heading all the way back to cover anything deep.
Yeah, there's really not a lot on the playbook for a 1 second play to try and get points before halftime. And So you kind of wonder if maybe you don't see a screen pass or a draw play here, anything to try and get some yards and hope that you can create some kind of a mental error out there and break something loose.
1 second left. Balser, 3 receivers lined up to the far side. He'll take the snap. Handoff up the middle to Tapusoa, and he's just going to be brought down after a good gain. And that's going to do it here for the second quarter. We head to halftime, and the Skyridge Falcons lead it 40-0 as both teams head into the locker room for the half. Brian, talk to me real quick. What has impressed you most about the Skyridge Falcons?
It's a good question, Alex, because it's really been in all phases of the game outside of a lapse on the PAT for one play. They've done everything well tonight. The defense has been flying around, playing that chaotic pressure-style defense. The offense found a rhythm, done it both in the passing game and on the ground. And for the Falcons, they've earned every bit of that 40-0 score.
Homecoming night here at Skyridge High School. The Falcons lead it 40-0 over the Thunder. We're going to take a step away, but don't go anywhere. Second half action when we return. During the halftime, we'll let you guys watch the presentation that the Skyridge Band will have here at halftime as well. Don't go anywhere. More when we return. Alex Napolis, Brian Brown, and Brian, it truly is a party here at Skyridge through the entire halftime break. Our camera guy, Austin, was up here dancing, busting out the moves at the top of the press box to the music that was blasting over those speakers.
Great performance at halftime as well from the Skyridge Band. We've seen everything tonight outside of just getting a Westlake Thunder touchdown on the board. And as we start this second half, Alex, it will be a running clock as there is a 40-0 advantage in favor of the Skyridge Falcons. Those watching at home, 35 points or more, the clock begins to run as of halftime, and that'll be the situation as Westlake kicks off here.
Thunder boot this one up and away, caught at about the 10, and a quick return here for the Falcons, brought down Salu with a huge return.
He gets mobbed by his teammates there as he does a great job finding the crease, getting a great starting field position for the Skyridge Falcon offense. And I want to give a quick shout out to Ashton. Why did I just forget his name? Ashton Taylor, who sent me a message saying that he's out for the season with a shoulder injury. And I can see from the look on your face, Alex, you feel the same way. He's such a fun player to watch. We hope he gets healthy and look forward to seeing him next year.
Absolutely. Changing quarterback as Fontaine gets this one through the middle, brought in by Hanson. And
quarterback number 10,
Boston Fontaine on the first play gets a huge play for another Spot Trouvé first down.
Yeah, it's just a simple slant route on that one. They caught Westlake looking kind of in their heels, and now they're up and ready to go again on offense.
First down now for the Falcons. A flag comes out, and this one will go against Skyridge. And Brian, just to piggyback off what you said, Ashton Taylor, the leading rusher for this Thunder offense, for this Thunder side, he has been phenomenal all season long and only a sophomore. So we hope from everyone here at Rewind that he bounces back next year and comes back even better.
Yeah, absolutely. And Westlake definitely could have used him tonight, but you know, that is part of the game of football. It is a physical, fierce, violent game at times, and injuries do occur, so we wish you the best, Ashton, sitting at home.
Handoff to Salu, and Salu's just going to rush it up the middle, and he'll get the yardage back after the penalty, and it'll bring up second down for Skyridge.
And Zayden Salu, I was excited to watch him tonight. I hadn't had an opportunity to see him in person, and he's every bit the real deal. You see the ability to weave through traffic and have those kind of soft feet, but also be planted in the ground. It's such a weird juxtaposition, but he does a really good job of having balance, but also exploding when he needs to.
Fontaine will take the snap. He'll hand it off again to Salu, and this time met after about 2 on the gain Good job there from Selu.
And Selu, as talented as he is, he's got a great group up front blocking for him. Just one of the best offensive lines in the state, in my opinion.
Fontaine on third down, trying to get the Thunder defense jumping here. And prior to, we'll have a change at the line. Third down again. They need 6 for the first. And so we'll have Fontaine take the snap, pitched off quickly, taking it out. It's going to be number 88. Drive is taking it in, and finally wrestled down. It'll be first and goal, Falcons.
I don't know if he'll appreciate it, but Davis Fyans is Davis Flyans when he gets on those jet sweep actions, and he does a phenomenal job of getting to the corner and cutting upfield quickly, finding the gap, and then getting Skyridge deep into the territory. But this one's coming back, Alex, as there's a holding penalty. Boy, that's a tough one.
There's always one for us, a big play that ends up going and getting big yardage for one, and we get excited, and we're up here in the booth reeling about it, and then it gets brought back, and it just takes the wind out of our sails.
Yeah, well, I'll take every opportunity I can to talk about Davis Fyans. He's been very impressive tonight. He's done it on reverses, jet sweeps, catching the football. Very explosive athlete.
Third down and 10. Ball on the 36. Fontaine drops back, gets it out quick, and wrestled down. It's caught, but he's going backwards as he's going to be wrestled down for a loss. I believe that was Sidwell as he's wrestled down.
And nice job by Sidwell to read the play, and you could see that Westlake defense disguising their coverage a little bit, and with a backup quarterback, that's the situation where you're going to learn from film, the next day, that you got to watch what those safeties are trying to do. And, backups don't really have the authority to audible as much, and I don't think Coach Hem's trying to do too much right now there other than keep Teddy-on Sweetwine healthy.
Fourth and long. Ball on the 37. They need 12. And we'll have a flag prior to, Ryan, another penalty as they get a delay of game. The ball going backwards again for the Falcons.
Yeah, and again, the switch up to a new quarterback, sometimes that internal clock isn't on the same rhythm as the game clock or the rhythm of the game. You can see that's another penalty, and Skyridge okay going for it on fourth down here, and with the wind blowing the way it is, why would you try to punt it?
8:40 left to go in the third. Skyridge, as Fontaine drops back, he's going deep, looking for his favorite target of the night, Davis Fyans, and we'll have another flag coming out.
Number 88, Davis Fyans.
And if you're Skyridge, there's a great opportunity in front of you as you go into region play. And even though this score is rather big right now, and I don't want to discount the ability of the Westlake Thunder to come back or anything like that, you've got to stay focused.
Absolutely.
If you're Skyridge, and you've got to stay engaged in this game. You see Westlake holding there, trying to keep the receiver from getting to the football. And we talk about offensive linemen just want to give hugs. If I was a defender for Westlake, I'd probably be trying to hug Davis Fyans a lot. He is so explosive and so fun to watch.
Brian, getting back to that conversation, you bring up a really good point. This region, Region 3, is always one of the best, if not the best, and most competitive when it comes to football. You just never know what's going to happen in this region. You have Lone Peak, you have Skyridge, you have Lehigh, you have American Fork, you have the Pleasant Grove. It's just stacked, and that one falls incomplete. But there's so much talent in this region that it's so competitive, and you just never know what to expect from this region.
Yeah, it is, and you can see it tonight with Skyridge as they're just so explosive and really starting to find a rhythm. This is a team that their record says that they're 3-2, Alex, but I think they're a little bit better than maybe their record says, and it's hard to really. I know the old Parcell adage, Parcells adage that you are what your record says you are, but the high school level it's a little different. This is a program that's traveled to Vegas. They played a variety of opponents, and it's also a program that lost a lot of talent from last year, and so they're trying to reload and rebuild kind of on the fly, and so you may see a different Skyridge team at the end of the season than you're seeing right now, and especially at the beginning of the year, and that's really how it should be. High school football is so different from some of the college and the NFL level games that we watch.
And let's not forget that this is a Skyridge side that, of course, last year went all the way to Rice Eccles, played Corner Canyon in that championship game, fell just short of the eventual champions here as the pressure's coming, and he's going to be taken down. I believe that was Pierce who was taking the snap as he's brought down.
And I don't know if that's a change in quarterback or if that was a Wildcat situation with Pierce. Don't see. Does look like he's picking up the signals there, so maybe an opportunity to give him some snaps in a development situation as well. And you can see again the snap a problem for Westlake. It's just been that kind of night for the Thunder. As you see, they're back up against it now, 3rd and very long, throwing into the wind.
Pierce will hand it off. The run bounces out to the left, cuts up, and I believe that continues to be Tapusoa, who picks up a decent amount of yards here on 3rd down. Or excuse me, yes, on 3rd down.
And now we'll see what Westlake's able to do in the special teams game. The wind has picked up again and is starting to blow pretty substantially, as much as it's blown all night, I would say. So we'll see if they can get some of that low directional kick going. Skyridge doesn't even have anybody back at this point, Alex.
Hayden Traxler will boot this one away for the Thunder. The cheerleaders and the student section getting into it. Traxler, as this one's blocked, takes a bounce, caught by the punter, and wrestled down, but the Skyridge Falcons heading back onto the field with amazing field position after the block punt.
And unfortunate part about that, Deshaun Toilolo a little slow to get up after that play and comes over to the sideline. I don't know if he just got the wind knocked out of him, but you see the block punt there. Looks like he kind of coughed into a little bit of the YMCA dance as well. But mentioned before, nobody back on that one. Skyridge trying to block the kick, and for Westlake, it's just been that kind of a night where everything that you've tried to do is seemingly gone wrong, and these nights happen for a young program in the Thunder. You just take what you can out of this one. There were some good moments early on, just the ball started bouncing away from them, and they've had a hard time getting any kind of momentum back.
Pause and play here as we reset the chain gang over on the far sideline. The clock begins to roll. 5:35 left to go here in the third. Fontaine will keep, tries to escape the pressure, but he's going down. That's going to be a Thunder sack.
Nice job there by the Westlake Thunder defensive front, not being fooled by the action in the backfield. I believe that was Salifano. For those watching at home wondering if that is any relation to the Utah Fanos, it is a cousin of Spencer and Logan. So there you go. Sally, an excellent athlete in his own right.
Fontaine looking to go deep as that one's overthrown. And for the Skyridge Falcons, the early loss to the Timpview Thunderbirds down south. That was a phenomenal game to start the year.
It was.
You bounce back, you get 3 wins in a row. The last one you face Corner Canyon. But then you kind of look how things shake up, and I mean, obviously Corner Canyon loses to Lone Peak, and so now Skyridge will obviously have to take on Lone Peak, and so again, just brings us back to how fun this region really is.
It's fun, and there's no weeks off really in this region. You see the pass falling complete, and kind of see Fontaine, the backup, learning on the fly tonight, and these are important reps for Skyridge in that regards, because if there is something where Katie and the Sweet Wine goes down, you need your quarterback to have some confidence coming into these games. As we mentioned, this is a region where anything can happen on any given night. I think the beginning of the year, the way Corner Canyon played against American Fork, I didn't think the Cavemen were going to be very good, and they've bounced back in a major fashion. Lone Peak currently ranks #1, I believe, in the state, and they've played extremely well, and there's a lot of talent in this region.
Hester's coming out for a long field goal attempt, but prior to a timeout taken by the Skyridge Falcons. And Brian, we'll take it too here on the Rewind Sports Network. Fourth down snap taken by Fontaine. He has to escape out to his right, and he'll just throw this one away. Turnover on downs as the Thunder offense heads back out onto the field.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what the thinking was behind that one, other than maybe not wanting to attempt a 50-yard field goal with the wind swirling the way it is. At this point, it's a delicate balance, right, Alex, if you're Coach Hem, because you know you've got a 40-point lead. You don't want to do anything to let Westlake back into the game, but also you want your kids to still compete and stay in the fight, so you're not letting off the gas, other than trying to get some younger players some snaps. And for Westlake, right now this is one of those moments where you can really build some culture.
Pierce pitches this one out to Lattimore. Lattimore gets back to the line of scrimmage, tries to escape, goes backwards, still on his feet, and then he is going to be brought down behind the line.
Well, Jackson Lattimore covered about 50 yards on a 5-yard loss there, and you love the effort and the fight from him, continuing to do everything he can to try and get yardage. But again, you just see how well coached this Skyridge football team is it's mostly backups in there now for the defense.
Second down now coming up for the Thunder. 2:40 left to go here in the third. The Falcons here at home lead big, 40-0. Second down. Pierce takes the snap, runs out to his left, tries to get it out, intended for Britton Johnson, the freshman, and it falls incomplete.
And Johnson done a nice job of finding the open area there. Pierce just couldn't hit him on the fly, throws it a little bit low. They're tough balls to throw as you're rolling out, but for Pierce, you're trying to get him feeling comfortable, and a lot of times for a backup quarterback, that's the best way to do it. Get him rolling outside the pocket, get him on the move, especially where Pierce's day-to-day position is not the quarterback.
Third down coming up here. 13 needed for the first down. Ball on the 29-yard line. Pierce again will take the snap. He'll drop back over the middle, and that one just falls incomplete. It'll bring up a fourth down, but hey, that third down brought to you by LiveFit Systems. Go to livefitsystems.com and download the free fitness app today.
Yeah, tried to run the screen pass there and just nothing doing. And Westlake content to punt this one away as the time ticks off the clock. We're under 2 minutes here in the third quarter. Alex, and again, just to kind of reinforce the point we've been trying to make in the third quarter, this may feel like it's a big blowout for Skyridge, but they are preparing for so much more than just this game. They have goals and aspirations to not only win region, but make the state playoff and make a run there as well.
One takes a bounce, the flags come out, but Brian, to your point, next week, it doesn't get any easier. You got the Lehigh Pioneers, the undefeated Lehigh Pioneers, the only undefeated team left in 6A, and they will get them next week.
And it's the battle for Lehigh as it is two crosstown rivals, and there is definitely, I don't want to say bad blood, but competition in that rivalry as it is a very fierce, intense game. It'll be an awesome one to watch for those who are tuning in next week. As always, go to kslsports.com. Find us on Instagram at KSL Rewind. I should know this. I've only been doing this for 3 years now.
The Lehigh Pioneers currently up 31-10 on American Fork.
And, we're starting to see things separate a little bit here in the region. You mentioned Lehigh, the only undefeated team. I think that game against Skyridge next week will be competitive, but I have to wonder if the Pioneers, if they're fully healthy coming into town, they could really set their position in the state rankings and moving forward.
It is a home game, so here, a week from today, the Battle of Lehigh, as the Lehigh Pioneers will make this way over. And Brian, I think at the end of that one, we'll learn a lot about both sides, both Lehigh and about Skyridge.
It'll be, I think, the first real test for Lehigh that they've had. You know, they've played some competitive opponents. A tough game against Bingham, I believe a tough one against Davis. And they've handled it all extremely well. And I think to start the season, it was Lehigh and Corner Canyon were my two teams that I thought were going to be at the top of the state rankings in 6A. We've seen since then that Lone Peak and Kepu Nemetolu has done a really good job of helping that Lone Peak team fight their way into the conversation.
Fontaine here rolls out to his right, gets it out quickly, and it's caught, brought in by Sidwell, as Sidwell gets 7 on the game, so we'll have a second down coming up here for the Falcons.
In less than a minute to go here in the third quarter, we'll probably see about 2 more plays, Alex, I assume. Nice completion there from Fontaine.
Handoff, this time it's the running back for the Falcons. It looks like that was number 21, Luke Barris.
And Barris does a nice job of taking an off tackle, and you can see he's a real bruiser, a strong downhill runner, able to carry defenders and pick up the first down there for the Falcons.
That's going to be another spot Trouvé first down for Skyridge, as Fontaine lined up here on first down. Time running down in the third quarter. Quick handoff up the middle and wrestled down. And Luke Barris with another run. This time gets 3 on the game.
And you see Skyridge going up and going quick, because it's mostly the second unit in there for the Falcons.
8-7-6 gets the snap off. Fontaine gets it out and caught. That'll be Diesel Hunter with the catch, and that will bring us to the end of the third. No score in the third quarter. Welcome back into the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Alex Napolis, Brian Brown. Skyridge High School is the place. The Skyridge Falcons lead it 40-0 as that ball falls incomplete. And we, of course, the running clock continues here in the fourth. Brian, remind the listeners what that entails here at Skyridge High School.
So anytime there's a 35-point margin, the clock continues to run to the point of placing the football. And even though it was an incompletion, we'll see that clock tick down. And if the game does get to within 21 points, then the running clock would stop. But at this point, not looking too favorable for the Thunder.
Second down coming up for Skyridge as Fontaine drops back. He escapes out to his right, steps up in the pocket, and gets good yardage. Wrestled down after about 5 on the gain from Fontaine.
Yeah, and a nice shot by Fontaine getting outside the pocket, but I just want to zero in on Featherstone, and we talked about him earlier. He does a great job of pursuing and staying with the play throughout it. For a defensive end to chase down a quarterback out there in the open field, just love that kind of effort, and shows his competitiveness in a game that is, at this point, out of reach, and love to see that from young athletes.
Fontaine with Wiltz keep as he rolls out to his left. The pressure's coming. Does a good job to escape. Slides down. The flag comes out. Not enough for the first. As Fontaine with the slide.
It looks like that flag's going to be there on the inside of the hash mark there. I think it's probably in the area of holding or something of that nature, but you can see the niftiness from Fontaine. That does a nice job getting outside, and may need to work on the slide technique a little bit, just a hair.
10:41 left to go. The Falcons will go back. Brian, let's take a look at some of the scores happening around this state. A lot of interesting scores in 6A tonight as the Davis starts leading the Weber Warriors 29-24. The Farmington Phoenix and Syracuse tied at 24. The fourth quarter just starting there. Fremont and Layton, Fremont up 8-7 at the start of the fourth quarter. Harriman and Riverton tied at 14. Corner up 21-7 against Mountain Ridge. Bingham up 28-0 on Copper Hills. Pitch out, as is the Falcons here are going to be wrestled down.
Boy, that's an interesting score from the Corner Canyon Mountain Range game right there, 21-7. I heard maybe there was an injury in that one. I'm not quite entirely sure. Not reporting anything. Just might explain why the score is what it is.
Lone Peak taking on the Pleasant Grove Vikings. They're up 37-0. Lehigh, as mentioned, 31-10 over American Fork. And then, of course, the Skyridge Falcons leading the Westlake Thunder 40-0. Fourth down coming up for Skyridge. High snap. Fontaine's able to bring it down. Gets it up over the middle. Caught. And it's complete. Another big catch from Davis Fines.
It feels like every game, I think I say it on the broadcast too, there's a player that I just fall in love with. And tonight it's Davis Fines. He is so fun to watch, and he's quick, he's speedy, he's got great acceleration, has some twitch to him, and he just competes his tail off. And you love to see that, especially at this level from young athletes. Even at this point in the game, he's trying to do everything he can to get a first down on that one. Not able to get it. The ball goes over to Westlake, but shout out to Davis Fines. You are dude of the week here on the Alex and Brian Show.
It'll be first down for the Thunder after the turnover on downs. Pierce looks to get the screen out, does, and it goes through the hands of Lattimore and incomplete.
I'll tell you what, Lattimore did a good job to just try and get some hands on that one. Pierce was under duress in a major way as he felt the rush on the screenplay, and it's again, we've talked about it a lot on the broadcast. This Skyridge team, the culture that they've built defensively is to fly around, to put pressure, and they do it 2, 3, sometimes even 4 players deep.
Some other scores around the state: the Taylorsville Warriors up 34-7 against the Kearns Cougars. Roy up 41-14 at Bonneville. Box Elder beating Clearfield 35-7. Woods Cross up 37-34 on Viewmont, and Bountiful up 35-6 on Northridge.
Wow, that Bountiful score a little surprising. The Northridge Knights undefeated. I know a favorite of studio host Jeff Hansen. That was a big game tonight, and for Bountiful to go up like that, an impressive effort. But there's a few regions, Alex, that are just really fun. Region 1, one of those. We talked about Region 3 tonight. That northern region with Bountiful and Farmington, Viewmont, Woods Cross, Region 5, just absolutely loaded. I believe Roy's in that region as well.
That ball goes out to the left, brought up by the Thunder as he's going to be wrestled down. I believe that was Lattimore on the catch as he's brought down for the first down.
Yeah, and you can see Jackson Lattimore, a really tough kid, fighting for every yard and taking the blows. He's going to want to get an ice bath after tonight, and if mom and dad are rewatching this one at some point, he gets an extra helping of ice cream this weekend. That's Brown Bear approved right there. He deserves it. He's a tough kid. He's a great player, and really enjoyed watching him this year. It's my second time getting to see him in person and getting to watch Westlake, and we get to do an awesome job every week, Alex, and never take it for granted.
Hand up the middle, a big run for the Thunder. I believe it looks like that is Peyton Love with a big run as he's wrestled down prior to the first down.
He hit that hole hard, quickly, able to get a big gain on that one, and you like seeing that. We don't normally talk about JV or sophomore scores, but the two young programs, the sophomore teams in Skyridge, played to overtime. Skyridge Westlake yesterday, and as I've mentioned a few times on the broadcast, this is a young Westlake team. I think they've got a good culture and good program potentially developing, and tonight is just one of those nights that you got to take your licks.
Trayson with a huge run out to his left, and he's wrestled out, pushed out of bounds. Trayson making some moves.
Get that man a scepter. That was an angry run at the end. As Trayson lowers the shoulder and runs through the Skyridge defender. He won't go down into this good night.
We have a timeout for an injury.
And so it looks like a Pierce will come back in.
Yes. Instead of, so it looks like that was reset because he stepped out of bounds earlier than we thought, Alex. Shout out to our incredible cameraman, Austin, with the eyes on that one. I always appreciate the work he does here.
1st and 10 coming up for the Thunder. The ball snap comes out as Pierce escapes out to his left and tries to get some of those yardage back, but disaster averted by the Thunder.
Yeah, nice shot by Pierce to just get out of bounds and mitigate the potential disaster. Snaps have been an issue all night long, and I think a lot of times at this level it's a mental thing at this point in time because you're thinking about all the mistakes that have happened at this point and trying to do a good job. And Skyridge has done a great job defensively of getting off the ball.
Taking a look at some of the scores again as we continue through in Region 6. The Brighton Bengals up 42-0 over the Skyline Eagles. Olympus 21-2 over East. And Alta with a 17-10 win winning 17-10 over Highland.
That Alta Highland game, a matchup that you and I had potentially been involved in, and the 5A to me is one of the more intriguing classifications this year, Alex. So many good teams, and you see that score. I was stunned to hear that Olympus was up on East. That East is always a program that seems to be in competition. So a lot of good teams, a lot of competition there in 5A. I think it's going to be a really fun year once the regions get settled out and we get to the playoffs.
Absolutely. That Region 5 and that Region 6, got to keep your eye on it because they're fun regions to watch here in the 5A classification. Lattimore with a catch. He gets it back towards the sideline, and it'll bring a 4th down for the Thunder.
Yeah, it almost loses his drawers on that one as he's trying to fight off Skyridge defenders with every available limb. And again, I just love the competitiveness. He knows he's down. He knows the score. He knows that this one's probably out of reach. But for him, it's not about that. It's about how can I get better as an individual? How can I get better as a player? And that's how you get better as a team. A lot can be learned in a blowout. And no one wants to get blown out. I've been on the opposite end of more than a few of these as a player and a coach. It's not fun.
Trayson with a good run as he tries to get the 1st down, but he's going to be stopped short, and we'll have a turnover on downs. The Falcon offense heading back out.
And the turnover on downs.
And that may end up being the last possession of the game for the Westlake Thunder. But again, we talk about it. Blowouts aren't fun for anyone really except for the winning team. And as half the student section has already left and gone to what I'm assuming is the Lehigh version of In-N-Out, wherever the hangout is. There's an opportunity for them to learn here if you're Westlake and grow and improve as a program still.
Absolutely. For the Thunder, all we ask is you walk out of here with those heads held up high and you head out to the next one and continue to ball out, continue to grow, continue to learn.
Yeah, it's you and I have both played at programs. I've coached at programs before where you've been on the opposite end of it, and there is no shame in competing. There's no shame in losing. The shame is when you give up and stop trying to improve.
2nd down coming up for the Skyridge Falcons here on homecoming. They're going to go 1-0 in region play. 2nd down as that ball's whipped out quickly. Changing quarterback, it's now Jaeger Fontaine who's out there throwing lasers as they get the 1st down here.
Yeah, Fontaine family reunion, if you will, in the backfield, and he does a great job standing in the pocket, delivering a strike, getting the 1st down for Skyridge, and that clock will continue to tick, Alex, but I like what he's seeing from a young player there, getting some varsity snaps.
That's another spot Trouvé 1st down as Jaeger Fontaine hands this one off, and it's going nowhere as he's met at the line of scrimmage. And look, Brian, if there's any positives to come out of this one for Westlake, I want to point out their D-line. Their D-line tonight has impressed me for this Westlake Thunder side.
Yeah, it's a very good unit, a good group. We talked about Salifano a lot, talked about Featherstone. They've got some young players there, some good size. it's a group that's going to develop and grow. There's not a lot of seniors on this team, and so you look for next year to really be an opportunity for Westlake to return a lot of starters and showcase that growth.
The freshman, Jaeger Fontaine, pulls the ball. He gets it off, almost intercepted, and it hits the turf.
Nobody wants it. Ball's incomplete.
Nice job there by the Skyridge player to end up playing a little defense there at the end. And
But speaking of things that people want,
Fontaine not able to get the completion, but you like seeing him get a little bit of the action here with under 3 minutes to play, Alex. And again, this one is out of reach, but it's good to see these young kids who have competed and put in the work getting a chance to shine on the big lights, under the big lights.
Receiver goes in motion. That's Sidwell. Jaeger Fontaine pulls. The freshman finds room up the middle. That, depending on the spot, should be enough for the first down, and they'll stop him short.
A nice job, though, by Fontaine to find the crease on the draw play. He's a nifty little runner as well. Good work for a freshman.
Remember the freshman, Brian. We'll probably be talking about him here in a couple of years.
Yeah, good news for Skyridge fans is Kadion Sweetwine coming back for another year next year. He's just a junior, and he is a fantastic, fun player to watch.
Fontaine takes the hand. We'll hand it off, and he's going to be wrestled down for another Spa Trouvé first down.
Run up the middle.
You see that one, just an easy up the middle run, and Skyridge in control as this one takes down. Less than 2 minutes to play, Alex, and it was a fun night. Unfortunately, didn't go the way that Westlake Thunder wanted it to, but they stayed in there at the beginning, the first quarter, and really fought blow for blow. Even though early on things weren't always going their way, with that win just really made it difficult to try and get anything going on offense in the first quarter.
Fontaine tries to get it out quickly to Sidwell as that one falls incomplete. And it'll bring up second down with 1 minute left to go here in the fourth. We'll see if the Falcons decide to run another player, if they just decide to come out and eat this one out and call it a homecoming victory.
Yeah, this one's going to wrap up nicely for the Skyridge Falcons, and talk about next week, the big one. Look, they did a good job tonight of not looking ahead to the rivalry game, handling their business tonight, and as that clock ticks down, the Falcons will walk away with a victory tonight.
Good pitch out here to, I believe that was,
Run the ball, number
see if we can get
18,
to Kosak, and that should just about do it. The sideline is on their feet. They're rowdy, they're loud, they can feel it. They know this one will go down as a homecoming win. Prior to, looks like there is a Thunder player down, and so we'll take a quick step away here on the Rewind Sports Network. Good to see the Westlake player back on his feet as they head out, and they won't even come back. We'll just head to the end of this. That's going to do it. The Skyridge Falcons again with a big win on homecoming, 40-0 over the Westlake Thunder, and they'll start region play at 1-0. Brian, talk to me, man. Who is the MVP of the night?
Well, we already awarded the dude of the game, had a little discussion about that. Congratulations to Davis Fyans. He created a whole new award, but for the MVP tonight, I think it has to be Kadion Sweetwine. He was fantastic, running, throwing, orchestrating this offense all over the field. In just a half a play, puts up 40 points. Congratulations to him.
Huge matchup coming up next week for the Skyridge Falcons. Lehigh's coming to town. They're headed down up Timpanogos Highway, and they're coming over and playing here a week from today, 7 o'clock here on the KSL Sports Zone on the Rewind Sports Network. Don't forget to tune in. That's going to do it for us here. I'm Alex Napolis. That's Brian Brown. A big shout out to Austin on the camera. And from the entire Rewind Sports family, we thank you for watching. Everyone have a good night, and we'll talk to you next week.